It's your girl Dina Marie, and I'm coming at you guys today with another video, a very requested video. I asked you guys on Instagram, what should my next YouTube video be? I didn't post for a while. I posted a small video last week, but I wanted to post something longer, I guess you can say, and a lot of you guys wanted a pregnancy update, so I'm here to update you guys on my pregnancy. So a couple of things have changed. The first thing that has changed since the last video I posted, her due date is now April 25th 2019 instead of April 29th 2019. After the last video I posted, somebody asked me about name suggestions we had before we had Lila. Basically, are there any other names we were going to name her if we didn't name her Lila? And one of the things I said was royalty. And after that video came out, me and my boyfriend just decided, we decided, we're just going to name her royalty because we love that name from the jump. And, she's not here yet, so, it's not legal or anything. But yeah, so her name is now royalty instead of Lila. So now we kind of got to get serious. If you guys remember my last video, I told you guys about my health condition and everything with my uterus. And from the beginning of this pregnancy, they always told me the baby might come early, the baby's not gonna survive, you're not gonna survive, there can be health problems along the way if you decide to keep this baby. I'm a Christian, so I put my faith in God, and I hope for the best. And so far, everything seemed to be going well until last week. I went in for an anatomy scan, and basically it's like an ultrasound, but it's more detailed than an ultrasound. Like, you can see her spine, her heartbeat, her blood flow and everything. So basically I went in for an anatomy scan already once, but they didn't see her right arm, so that's what that appointment was for, because they couldn't see her right arm because she had it under her butt. While she was doing it, it was different than before, because I realized that she kept looking at her stomach area. She kept looking at, making sure her heartbeat was okay and everything. And I was like, okay, well, I understand you're trying to see her heartbeat and everything. But she was listening to it like a lot of times, like more than I've ever heard it before. So, I thought she was just doing that, for show, like just to like let me hear it. But, that wasn't the case. I started to get worried because I realized she was only focusing on one part of her body, and I thought something was wrong. So after the anatomy scan, I asked her, is everything okay? She was like, oh yeah, everything's okay, she looks good and everything, but, and I was like, there's that but, like, you're telling me everything's okay, but that doesn't mean everything's okay. Basically, she told me that my baby's stomach was small, and I was like, what do you mean her stomach is small? And she was like, her stomach is smaller than what it's supposed to be. And I'm like, oh, like, do I need to eat more? Like, what's going on? She said, it looks like your placenta isn't working 100%. And I was like, okay, like, what do you mean? She said, well, in most pregnancies, placentas don't always have to work 100% of the time. And even if they don't work 100% of the time, they can always work a percentage of the time, and the baby will still be okay. But in your case, it's not working enough to provide your baby nutrients. And I was like, that kind of just threw me off, because I know nutrients, they need nutrients to grow. They need nutrients for their bones to get stronger, nutrients for their lungs to get strong and everything. And basically I wasn't providing that. So I was like, okay, what can I do? Like, can I go on pills or something? Like, can I eat something? Do I need to eat more? And she just looked at me and she was like, no, you can't do anything. And I was like, what do you mean, no, I can't do anything? This is my child. This is my baby. Of course I can do something to help her. She was like, look, your placenta is an organ in your body, that's giving her nutrients and everything, providing her nutrients and everything. It's taking from your nutrients and giving it to her. But it's not working, and it's not giving her all the nutrients she needs. It's not providing it through the umbilical cord. And basically that's why her stomach's so small, is because she's not growing. She's not technically gaining weight. She's not, growing out her bones and her lungs and everything like she should. That's why I was listening to her heart to make sure that her heartbeat was okay. You see, it was slowed down. And I'm just sitting there, just like panicking. I'm like, well, what can I do? What can I do? She just told me nothing. and she told me, I want you to come back in 2 weeks. She said, I want you to come back in 2 weeks, and we're going to see if anything changed. We're going to see if she's growing, if the placenta's working again. But if it's not working in 2 weeks, then we're going to have to get an emergency C-section, because we can't keep her in a placenta that's not giving her nutrients, and then she's not growing, and you already know what it's going to lead to. If she's not growing, she can die. And that really caught me off guard. I started thinking about all these things about what I heard in my beginning of my pregnancy and everything about her not surviving, her not living, and it all came back down on me. And it hurt me, because a mother's intuition is help do anything you can, and in this situation I can't do anything. At the end of everything, she just told me, if you feel a decrease in her movement, if you start bleeding a lot, if you get a high fever, if anything, just go to the hospital immediately, because in your case that can mean anything in this instance, and you just need to go to the hospital if anything happens. So I was just like okay. And then at the end she just told me, oh, don't stress though. And I'm just like thanks. It's really something you tell someone when they do have to stress about their baby's well-being. So basically, I'm a person who's always looking for loopholes. So I went on my pregnancy app Glow, and there's a group chat for April 2019 moms. So I went in the group chat and I wrote a whole paragraph. I spilled my heart out, and I was like, is there anything I can do? I wrote my story, I wrote my doctor told me, and I was like, is there anything I can do to help my baby? Because I knew there had to be a way I can help my baby. And the next morning, I got a whole bunch of responses from different moms who were either going through the same thing or been through the same thing, and they all told me the same thing. I just can't do anything. It's not something I caused. It's not something, I meant to happen. I was already dealing with health conditions before this, about my uterus and everything, and about her not coming out properly, and now she's not growing properly. And half of the women I talked to, their baby survived. They have to be in the hospital for a long time, but they survived. And then half of them didn't survive. They were stillborn. They weren't strong enough to breathe on their own. They died inside the womb. It was different things, and it scared the hell out of me, because I've just been hearing all this shit before all of this, and I thought she was doing better, and now I gotta hear this. So I was very hurt by it, and I go to my doctor next week to see what's gonna happen. But as of right now, I feel her move and everything. I try to eat more than I can, even though I know it's not helping really. I just try to eat as much as I can, just to eat, gain weight, see if it will help. I drink water every day now. I stopped drinking sodas and everything. I drink more water every day. I take my prenatal pills every day and everything. And I just won't know anything until next week. I was very emotional talking about this. I'm sorry if I'm putting a lot of pauses in my video. I'm stopping myself because I'll start getting emotional, and I need to grasp a hold of myself. I don't really like other people seeing me cry, especially on the internet and stuff. But it's very emotional when you just hear that you can't do anything to help your baby. Just wish for the best. And like I said, I'm Christian, so I'm putting all my faith in God right now, and just hoping that she lives, she makes it out, she's healthy. Maybe my placenta start working again, I don't know. But as of right now, we don't know anything. Okay guys, well basically that's all I have to talk about really. There isn't really anything else I have to talk about. Nothing I can think of, at least at the moment. If I do think of something, I'll let you guys know. But that's basically it. Leave a like, subscribe, follow me on social media, please. Oh my god. Yeah, thank you guys for all your support and love, and I'll talk